it's Allan Laboucan here from the Rocks and Stocks News website. We've got another of our In the News segments for you. I've got a lot of companies to talk about, so I'm going to get right to it. The first company I wanted to talk about is one of our website sponsors, I-80 Gold Corp. I-80 Gold announced that they intersected high-grade gold in underground drilling at their Granite Creek project, including 41 grams over 7.1 meters, 16 grams over 7.3 meters. This is a newly, they didn't acquire this one too long ago, but it sure is moving ahead quite rapidly. It looks like it's on its way to becoming a mine. I know it's very advanced. They've got underground mine workings. That's why they've been able to drill from underground. Some of the initial underground drilling from their level 4740 included 41 grams, as I said earlier, 11 grams over 3.4 meters, 16 grams over 3.0, 16 grams over 7.3, 11.3 grams over 4.6, 10 grams over 3.8, 17.5 grams over 2.3, 17.6 grams over 2 meters. I think you get the point. This is a very high grade system. They're getting a lot of very good results from it. And they are, what they feel is they're demonstrating an excellent continuity of mineralization within that Adam Peak fault horizon, and that it appears to broaden with depth. So that's very exciting too. You know, they can extend things down, and maybe this thing gets bigger, and often where you get bigger, you'll also get higher grade. They're one of the companies that I think are prime candidate for the Nevada Premium. They've got a pipeline of great projects. They recently acquired a processing facility. There's only a couple of those few companies in Nevada that have those processing facilities. So this opens up a lot of opportunities for them. And I think that this is a company that's going to grow into a major producer of gold in Nevada. And, you know, that comes with a premium. And I think that this company is headed a lot higher. So take a look at I-80 Gold. IAU is their stock symbol. I80gold.com is their website. I think you'll quickly find out when you do your homework why I like this company so much, and I'm proud to have them as a sponsor of my website. Next up is Advanced Gold, the company where I'm the CEO. We had some transformational news out that Advanced Gold announces a patent application has been filed for a unique, environmentally friendly method to extract lithium and potassium from its salars in Mexico. This method was developed by Dr. Roberto Perez Garibay. He works with Sinvastav, which is a very highly respected and lab down here in Mexico. It's the Center of Research and Advanced Studies of the National Polytechnic Institute, Sinvastav, and he's been working for a few years on this new process. And what makes it quite unique is that you don't need to use most of the source methods to get lithium out of clay require a lot of high toxic chemicals and a lot of water. Whereas this method it's akin to the electrowinning for copper. I had a demonstration by Dr. Garibay here where I live in Zacatecas, Mexico, and what he did was first because the lithium and potassium is water soluble, they blended the material with water and the salar material. Then they took that out and put it into an electrical device. A metal partition is in between two cells, and they turn it on, a very low power source, which eventually we believe we can use solar power to power the low power source that attracts everything but the lithium and potassium into this partition. Then on the other side, you're left with water, lithium, and potassium. And then you take that and you put it into a beaker, one of those round beakers that taper down, and then it has a valve. In that, he also added an organic material, and that separates the water from the lithium and potassium. You open the valve, the water falls out. And that water can be recycled over and over and over again. So it's a very efficient flow sheet, and no need for toxic chemicals to extract. We use electrical power. As I said, it's similar to electrowinning for copper, which transformed the copper mining space. And we think we have the potential to do that in lithium. And another benefit is we also have potassium. We're in the central part of Mexico, which is the breadbasket of the country. And all the potassium is imported. So now we have the potential of having lithium or potassium mining right here in the breadbasket of Mexico, that they don't have to import the potassium. So it gives us a chance to be a potassium miner as well as lithium. And as you know, lithium is very hot right now. So we're excited to move into this space with a new technology that is environmentally friendly. So it's like a green solution to a green energy. So there you go. Advanced Gold is the name of the company. AAX is the symbol. We only have 60 million shares out, currently trading at a very reasonable and low valuation of $4 million. Take a look. Next up, Pretium Mining. Pretium is a company that many of that follow my reports have heard about many times before. Started following this company when they were about $3 a share, and they were a gold exploration company. They then turned it into a gold mining company, very high grade gold mine that is a high margin mine. Recently they announced that they're doing additional drilling to have future production. And again, they hit some exceptional grades. The Brucejack was 72 grams over 53.5 meters, including 6,700 grams over 0.5 meters. This is shaping up to be not only a high profitable mine, but it has the potential to keep producing gold at low cost, high margin profitability for many years into the future. When I first started following the company, they were about $3. Now they're $15. And for those that want exposure to gold, but they want little less risk, this is one that I think should be high on your list. Pretium has a great future ahead of it. And as a high-grade gold miner with high margins, PVG is their symbol. They trade both on the Toronto Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. Take a look at their recent results and the company. I think you'll find lots to like there. Next up is Newfound Gold. On October 25th, Newfound Gold announced that they had closed a $48 million in private placement with Eric Sprott, which puts a lot more. Now they have over, I think it's close to $150 million in the treasury. Just a couple of days ago, they announced that Newfound announces doubling of drill program to 400,000 meters and increases to 14 drill rigs on the property. I think they're only at about 100,000 meters of drilling right now. So they've got, you know, 4 times that to go. What really excites me the most about Newfound Gold is they're finding multiple zones of extreme high grade on the Appleton Fault in Newfoundland. And these are orogenic deposits. They're similar to what really made Kirkland Lake a high grade, high profitable mine, was their Fosterville mine in Australia. And what made that it had been in production for 20 years, and then they got down to the high grade Swan Zone, which really blew the top off that mine. And it's in the same kind of rocks as what Newfound Gold is finding their orogenic deposits in. And not only are they've got one chute that they've been looking at, but now they recently announced that they've got some that's not quite in that chute. So it's hard to say if the chute goes like this, or maybe it expands as they get deeper. It's a phenomenal discovery with high grade and all along this Appleton Fault that has the potential of being multiple deposits along that fault. They already have a $1.5 billion valuation, which for a junior exploration company is not cheap by any sense, or not low by any sense of imagination. But if they can find multiple swan zones, which I think that they can, they've got a lot of blue sky ahead of them. And they're not that far from their recent lows. So if you've ever been excited about Newfound Gold, now's a heck of a good time to take a look at them. The next company that I wanted to talk about is Exploits Discovery Corp. They're also in Newfoundland. They're also on this Appleton Fault. They've recently completed some drilling, and then they announced that their Exploits starts phase 2 drilling at their Schooner project and applies for 3 new drill permits on that Appleton Fault. This Appleton Fault, as well as many of the other structures in Newfoundland, are very exciting. In fact, Exploits is involved with more than one of those faults. What makes them so special is that they're deep-seated. They go down very deep in the crust. And also, which is just as important, is when you have deep-seated faults, you also want to have high-grade gold mineralization, which is what they're finding on a lot of these faults in Newfoundland. And these guys are waiting on some drill results. In fact, I've recently been in touch with the company. I'm trying to get together a time when we can have an interview, and I want to really dig deeper, because they have not only are the main faults important, but the secondary faulting, the where faults come together, where you have secondary faults cross-cutting. They've got a lot of that kind of stuff, and mineralization, gold mineralization. So I really want to dig deeper into Newfoundland NFLD, Exploits Discovery Corp. But I like what I see. I like the potential for them to make discoveries. Their stock has recently been making a nice bottom and starting to come up. And I think it's got a lot higher to go. So take a look at NFLD. I think you'll like what you see there as well. Reyna Silver is the next company. Reyna Silver's symbol is RSLV. What they announced is that they've got some mineralization. They announced Reyna Silver encounters multiple high-grade sulfide zones within 54.9 meters of near-surface style skarn at their project in Chihuahua, Mexico. In fact, You don't need me to explain it to you. If you go to their news release, Peter McGaw himself does, and Peter is the guy who found the Mag Silver deposit that's now in production, and he's a genius at exploration, and he did a very good job of explaining the news in a video attached to their news release. So go to Reyna Silver, that's ReynaSilver.com, and look at their news release from October 28th, and you'll see him explain why this is so important. The big takeaways that I got from it is they think that they're finding the source of what caused the big mineralization in the area. They think that they can follow it down to depth, as well as follow it up into a big limestone package where it's that kind of rock can easily get well mineralized from this plumbing system. So not only does the plumbing system at depth have the source have excitement, but as you go closer to surface, it could spread out into a high grade deposit that could become a mine. Peter McGaw does a much better job of explaining that to you. So I invite you to check out their website and see what Peter McGaw has to say about the news. Next up, and I just got to send a quick message here. Sorry. Next up is BlackRock. BlackRock Silver announced that they've increased their private placement to $7 million. BlackRock is a company that's moving forward on their on a resource calculation, and I think that they have just as much potential in their exploration projects. The one deposit or group of veins that they're doing the resource on only represents a small portion of the other veins on the property. And then recently they acquired a package of rocks that looks like it's very similar to what caused all the mining activity in Tonopah over the last, when it was happening in the 100 years or so ago. And now they're doing some important exploration in the Tonopah camp, and they've got this potential of what's to the north in this volcanic kind of rock that looks quite interesting. So I think BlackRock offers a resource potential as well as exploration potential. They just put a bunch of money in the treasury, so they got lots of money. Take a look at BRC. Not a lot of really good silver plays out there. These guys have one. It's in Nevada. They got the potential for the Nevada premium. Take a look, as I said, I think you'll like what you see in BRC. The next company up is Northwest Copper. Northwest Copper is a merger of two companies. Serengeti, which was a company that I used to follow, merged with another company. They created Northwest Copper. And one of the projects that I was always really excited about with Serengeti was their Quinnica project. And they announced that Northwest Copper intersects 33.6% copper equivalent over 9.4 meters within 235 meter interval of 2.92%. Some of the takeaways from that that drilling was that this expands their high grade core of the deposit. And secondly, I think a lot of people lost this in the news release, but I sure didn't, was that they think it's a new style of mineralization. So that immediately made me think, well, is this, you know, is what plumbed what brought that high grade core potentially from a new style of mineralization, and how does that look as they get deeper? You certainly have tremendous grades there in it for a block caving kind of operation. They recently got some good results, and I watched a video Peter Bell did about a couple months ago after the merger, and what really impressed me was that they wanted to increase the quality of what they already know they have, and focus on upgrading, getting higher grades in what they know they have. And this latest drill result is a direct result of that game plan moving forward. And I like that game plan, focus on the high grade. That's what's going to lead to faster production. That's what's going to lead to the most profitability. In addition to the Quenica, they've also got their Stardust deposit and other deposits that look like they could be very, it's a great pipeline they have from exploration through to advanced projects, and a great group. The Oxygen group of companies is involved with this one. Peter Bell has a very good track record in the business, and I think that they've got a hell of a good future out there. And NWST is their stock symbol. They trade on the Venture Exchange, TSX Venture. Take a look at them. And the final company I wanted to talk about is High Gold Mining. High Gold announced that they've closed their $18.8 million financing. So they're very cashed up. Recently, they had some excellent results out that brought their stock to life. And they have more results coming from that drilling on their Alaska project. Now they've put together a lot of funding that will help them to drill their stuff in Ontario, in Timmins, which looks, I was talking to Darwin Green recently, and he mentioned that this mine that was on their property was such high grade that there's some specific specimens of this in the Ontario Museum that's such high grade. So that's a hell of a place to look for more high grade. They got a great project developing in their Alaska project. They got excellent potential in Timmins. Very soon, I'm going to have an interview with Darwin Green, so I'm going to dig more into that. But in the meantime, take a look at HIGH. I think they offer tremendous potential for high-grade discoveries. They've already made one. They've got in Alaska. They've got great potential in Ontario. And I think you should do your homework on them and take a look, because I think you're going to like what you see when you do that homework. And soon we'll have some more homework type for you when I do a due diligence call with my old friend Darwin Green. On that note, have a great day. Oh yeah, as always, my shows are for information purposes only. It's important for you to do your homework and speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. I always stress, do your homework, check these companies out, check out their website. We'll look over their news releases, look over their presentations. I only focus on really good quality companies. And if you do your homework, I think you'll understand why I follow them. On that note, have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.